Hey yogis, let's talk about today the 4 pillars of a complete and potent yoga practice. So if you're anything like me, which you probably are, you started yoga by, finding a class at your local studio. And I know for myself, from class 1, I felt such a marked and incredible difference. I walked out of class just thinking like, wow, I don't know what I just did, but I feel really good. And I know, most people, that's how you get to yoga, is you go take a public class, and it's pretty basic, a few poses, focusing your mind and breathing, and wow, you feel a really big difference. And that will sustain you for quite a while. But then often there comes a point where, gosh, you feel so good after yoga class, but then that, feel good feeling wears off, and it's like, why isn't my yoga touching more areas of my life? And why am I not feeling that way more? Why isn't that feeling, more sustainable? And really the reason is we're just practicing one piece. We're really just practicing one of the 4 pillars to a complete yoga practice. So that first pillar is asana, right? The poses themselves with a little bit of breathing beautifully takes care of the body, right? We get more flexible, we get more strong, we flow the energy through the body, we feel good, we kind of alleviate the aches and pains of just daily living, the areas where we get tight and stuck and where we hold tension. But then in order to really feel, vital and joyful and happy and, able to embrace all of life, if we really want to feel that, then we need to be practicing the other 3 pillars of a complete yoga practice. So the first one is asana, or attending to the body, through the actual physical practice. And of course that could also include other physical activity, kind of dependent on season and what kind of constitution you have, what your makeup is. Other kinds of physical activity, really good, really helps and supports the body. We want to move the body in all directions and be, alive and healthy and vibrant. The second of the 4, pillars of this, all-encompassing practice is pranayama, is breathing. So we want to begin to do more than just basic deep breathing. Although that's good, we want to move into the more potent and subtle aspects of breath, which the yoga system gives us. So it starts with ujjayi, learning how to really have good control of extended inhalations and extended exhalations as we're in postures. But then we want to develop the more subtle aspects of pranayama that require us to just sit and do very detailed and specific retentions and stimulations, alternate nostril breathing, this sort of thing. And that gives us direct access to the energy body. We now know scientifically everything is energy, and so are we. So we want to get access and control of the energy body, and pranayama is that second pillar that's going to help us to do that. So we need to actually include, times of our practice that aren't just the poses, but actually includes concentrated, focused breathing. Okay, so that's number 2, asana, pranayama. The third one is diet. Now, if you've ever been to, a public yoga class, we don't talk a lot about diet, right? We've come there to do asana. So this can be hard to address without seeking it out. You probably have to seek out a really skilled yoga teacher or Ayurvedic doctor. But it's so essential. You can be doing the most amazing asana practice every day, but if what you're putting into your body isn't right for you and isn't adapted to season and age, you're not going to feel great. You just aren't. At the core of both yoga and Ayurveda is the digestive system. This is like the secret key because we turn our food into energy and we turn our life experience into lessons, right? Spiritual lessons, development, so that we don't keep repeating the same mistakes. So diet is essential. Eating the right amount, not overeating, eating the right quality of foods, those that are fresh and high in prana, high in energy, and eating for our own unique constitution. Again, seeking out an Ayurvedic doctor, excellent, because when you understand your own constitution and you understand all different qualities of, the range of foods we have at our fingertips, then you understand what's right for you, for your body, and also seasonally, because it changes throughout the year. So, when we eat well, when our diet is good, the yogis call it sattvic, when our diet is luminous and clear and healthful, we feel good. We're not bogged down trying to digest. Okay, so that's the third pillar. And the fourth, also so potent, so powerful, and so important, is your mind. I mean, it is potentially more powerful than even the other three pillars. If we do not have control of the mind, we are in trouble. So that really links us to meditation. When we begin to get quiet and still, and I mean seated meditation, not moving meditation, that's good too, but very still, and have a tool to start to quiet the mind, we then begin to see how powerful the mind is. And as we achieve these more and more quiet and sattvic and internal states of being, we begin to really know who we are at the core. We touch our essence, and that quietude, and you could even say confidence and clarity, that begins to permeate out into everything we do. And then as we move about the day, we gain control of our thoughts. These patterns, these negative patterns of thinking that are not so helpful, they're called samskaras. They're deep impressions that kind of unconsciously rule us. So again, you can have this amazing physical asana practice and then you're done, and then you go into this negative thinking all day long. It just completely derails you. So gaining control of your mind through meditation is that fourth vital, essential pillar to a complete yoga practice. So I would recommend that you seek out a teacher that really does address all four of these pillars of practice, or seek out an Ayurvedic doctor, or practice with me in class or online. It's really what I've been moving towards more and more in the last 5 or 6 or 8 years, is addressing all four of these pillars as much as I can in a public setting, and I have unlimited availability to do so online. I give talks about seasonal things we can do to be in balance, and daily meditations, all of these things that really address the 4 pillars. And then the end result is that we feel good. When we feel good, when we feel that inner essence and that inner confidence and peacefulness and joy, it literally permeates everything. It affects our relationships, it affects the daily choices we make, it affects our behavior at work, it affects how we parent. I mean, there's nothing that isn't positively touched when we are joyful, healthful, feeling good human beings. So you'll notice now going forward in my emails and in my marketing, at the bottom when it says Nikki Estrada Yoga, do good, I'm actually changing it to feel good. I still want to do good, but we do good when we feel good. And our yoga practice should be helping us feel good. So I hope you'll join me on this path of really incorporating all 4 pillars of a complete yoga practice so that we feel good. It is our birthright, according to yoga and Ayurveda. Namaste, yogis. Thank you and be well.